make a brooch out of it. There we go, DJI. If you're watching, make the back side of this so we can put like a cute little brooch on top of it. Yo, there's enough beautiful women on this. I'm telling you. Big up your game. Add fashion to the technology requirements. I'm sure you'll probably make more money doing that. And I know you guys make woolly. Segue into the beauty of existing. That's what ENYELAH system is all about. It's about existing. One of the best things that you can do to exist is to fully have everything that is in all of you. All your responsibilities, all your bills, all your everything, all of everything. And then come into the place where you just exist. And it's all there. It's all like sitting in there, like planets in your solar system and all the things you have to do. And you just sit in the middle of yourself and breathe. It's all there still. And you just breathe. You don't pull attention to any one of them. You don't pull the moon closer to crash in. You just let it keep doing whatever it's doing. It's all there. And you just exist. And it helps to look at something else, like sitting beside the ocean and just looking out on the ocean. You know, if you can do that every day, hi. You know, say I love that about Jamaica. Every single day I would sit in a coffee place right on the ocean side, on the dock, and just look out on the ocean for hours. Beautiful experiences. Beautiful times. You know, something that I've learned about myself as a very high value individual is it takes a certain amount of time to meditate your way into meditation. Because, you know, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do these things, you want to solve this problem, you want to solve that problem. And the thing is, it doesn't help you to go on vacation. If you're someone like myself, your brain is always on go. It doesn't really help you to have a weekend. You're always on and always thinking. And I know that many, many online creators, you are this way. And I know many of you who are building businesses, you are this way. So this is actually kind of a spiritual conversation for you and me to have together. This is a conversation about how we work with all of the different pressures and maintain our own direction, even when we feel like the thoughts that enter our head might feel like, well, I didn't think about that. Is that really me? Here's the thing. When you're going on your direction in life, the more that you have, I want you to think about like your direction like a pipeline, okay? And everything you need to make those things happen, it's like it sticks to it like magnets. And so when your human gets to that part in the pipeline, all of that information downloads. Now you can choose to have these things come to you far in advance so that you solve problems months in advance before they reach your doorstep. So you're always flowing through all of it. It's just easy because you're like, oh, okay, put this in place, make that thing in place, you know, make sure that contract's there, all these things. The more that you can be a bigger being, the more that you will attract to the middle of you and say, oh, I need to deal with that. And you need to deal with it today. Does it actually need to be here for tomorrow? Well, yeah, you have to mentally get this way so that you have to deal with it today so that it's already prepared and the path is literally paved for you. This is how you become the best entrepreneur, you have so many businesses, the best empire builder maintainer there is. So you have to learn how to bring these things to your attention before. So when somebody in the physical realm comes to you and says, hey, we have this, da 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 da, you say, oh, okay, well, you just go and talk to so-and-so. They've got all the paperwork lined up. And I'm like, oh, okay. That is how you manage and move through being the leader so easily. So this is how you do that. But then how do you separate yourself from that? Well, this is really important, because the more powerful you are as a human being, the more attention to detail that you take. More attention to detail means more information, means more layers of you, means more gratitude and wonderfulness, or, well, you know, something that you really need to look at. So this is why humans exist, to speak with one another, so that you can find that stuff and you can go, oh, okay, yeah, like I don't need that one layer, let's redesign that specific layer. Now, the deeper these layers go and the further back they go and the more empire you own, the more you know a reliable person who does not bust under pressure is very valuable. So if you haven't gotten to this place in your empire as yet, well, you'll get there and you'll learn. And it's so important to have anyone on your team that when somebody comes in and says this amount of money, or they come in and there's all kinds of stuff that's created in their life and they're like, well, I have no option but to go in this direction. Those are people that you can't 100% rely on. So you can't give them 100% of the information or 100% of your trust, because you know that at a certain point people go, it's just the way humanity is built on how much pressure can you take. So yes, humans are all not made equally, and that is really important for you to know. Every human being has a possibility to create that for themselves, so make that very much known. So anybody who's out there, wherever you are, there's people that can assist you in moving into more if you want, or you can do it yourself. Now, when you're a person who's got all of these different things that you're doing, you can only pay attention to so many things in one day. I know for me, there are certain things that I require humans to do their work in order for that stuff to go fine. Then I have to do checks or whatever the case may be, and then we can put that out or whatever, right? Then I have this one. So the more pipelines you want, the more people you have to depend upon. The more people that you have to have there. But you have to understand how to do these jobs in order to know what checks need to be done, what kind of security needs to be put in place, how much information do they actually need to know in your business, so that if they left tomorrow, what are they carrying with them? Where are they taking that to the competition? This is super, super on top of important. You have to learn how to categorize the work properly, both in your brain and with them, so they know exactly what they're doing. This makes an empire, mwah, both for them and for you. So when you now understand that you have to be the one that isn't doing any of the work, but you're the one moving all the pieces around and getting people to do things. Like, okay, I know I need this and this and this to be done. Get that person to hire that lawyer to get that thing done. So that's done. So when that comes up and we release this, that's there, and all of these things. To be the one that is in the top of the empire is somebody that thinks different, moves different, and you need a different type of reliability when you're having a conversation with someone about your own energy. You, as the person that is the top of the empire, you built your own empire, you are on the board CEO of many different corporations, and you're the one that does the directing. You're the one that says, yes, this is what needs to happen. I can see this in the future. This is going to, right? You're that person. You need someone who thinks just like you in order to have a conversation with you, which is hard to find. I know this because I am one myself. To find someone who thinks like that is rare, first of all. Second of all, someone who is actually not bendable by the competition. So you have to understand, there are different types of companies, there's different types of empires. People that build something based upon the energy, they build something based upon the things that are running the world, which is energetic signatures. And I know because I'm one of the persons that creates these energetic signatures that people pull into them, say, yes, I love that, I'm taking that on, and they run with it. They go and purchase the products they need, they change their lifestyle, they move into a deeper, more connective side of themselves because they value life. That is me. I'm one of the people that write what humans experience in this world. And so I understand what it takes to make sure that they're good. I also understand and know from the person who's providing perspective how you have to put that out there so people are connecting with it in a way that goes, yes, this is where I'm spending my money. So you have to understand, I know the other types of businesses that are out there, and I know how much they want to do this just to take the money from me. They don't care who I am and what I serve and the type of value that I provide to the people that worldwide listen to my energy to move themselves forward in life. They're scalpers. They're kind of, some of them are whales, some of them are sharks. They're literally only thinking about that. So a person like myself who has to not be bendable means I have to have the same, well, actually I have to have more potent skill sets than they do. Because they've focused in and they're scalpers, right? So that's what they do. So you need to understand that when you're a creative business, you have to think differently. When you're tapped into the energy of the world, you have to think differently. You also have to build your energy differently. You will always be ahead because you're the one that is taking direction from a human like myself who is giving an entire huge community internationally reasons to get up in the morning, reasons to focus on a specific area of their life. This is what I do. So I understand the difference about someone who is an energetic business and someone who is just a business who is looking to pull in. On the surface, it might look like two people are just making videos and that's great and there's nothing, to do with it. But you can see the differences and you can people pull towards the energy because you're tapped into the same type of energy frequencies as they are and you're listening to say, okay, well, what do they need next? And then you provide it and they're like, okay, that's what I need for my life to feel good. So then they purchase it. So you need to understand, a person like myself understands both sides of a thing. But also I am the creator of these things because I'm listening to deep aspects of the whole human nature of what is really going on a international scale. And I have to be the one that leads this in a way that all of the underneath civilizations, states of mind can look to me and find value to go in this direction. And what this does is it creates me as a human being who has to withstand the amounts of pressure of people that are literally like they're sitting there like, I don't know what to do with my life. My entire life is feeling like it's gonna, I know what I'm doing with my life. I know exactly what's going on with my life, but I can feel these energies just as much as I feel my own. So if you understand what type of pressure this is, you probably can't. There's very few people in this entire world who will actually understand what I am speaking about. And it's not an easy thing to stay spiritual and fully connected to oneself, because most of the time when people get into these type of positions, they turn into the shark and they just produce this and take and then find competition, overdo it, and pull. And you can't do that with me. They've tried everything around the block and so forth. I still give the direction to many different types of civilizations, of specifically the human being who desires to know why we're here, the deeper stuff. That's why we talk about existence a lot on my channel. And now I'm getting to the place where I've built humanity to an understanding of existence, and I've built the structures of people to walk out of these companion things and walk out of these, places where everything has gone out, and walking truly into oneself. Now, a lot of people who are fully business savvy, you've been doing it for yourself and you've just put everybody else on pause, and that's how you did it. And then there was a few of you who were building energetic businesses, and you had your entire everything, like, one of those fruit bats that they have these huge, they have these little arms and they just go in and they cover over everything. That's where a lot of energetic businesses have been, and it has turned parts of them into something they're not super happy about because they haven't understood how to bring the separation between themselves and their communities. They have built themselves off of the old systems, and that's why they faltered in many ways where I continued to succeed. So I know a lot of you will find my page and you will go, oh my goodness, I have seen this woman, I've seen where she is now, and I can see everything now because now I'm actually needing it and looking for it. I've been it the whole time. It is my mantra, and it's such a beautiful thing to be able to continue to repeat to yourself and work through. So now we're going to come right back down into, you have your entire world, you have your entire empire, and you need somebody that's going to speak to you like the creator that you are, as the CEO, as the one who's doing the directing. Okay, you have to be the one that's doing the directing, not just the one who is like, okay, I'm coming up with content. The one who provides framework for the one who's creating. Now, if you are both the creator and the director, like myself, hey, we're gonna have a great conversation. It's gonna be pretty easy. It's gonna be really wonderful. But I know this, that pretty much every single one of you are dedicated to someone, dedicated to a board, dedicated to a significant other, dedicated to a set group of people, and you work off of each other like a ping pong. And this is actually what keeps you from emerging into the being that allows you to actually have solidarity of your life and create effectively. Because what happens is you start to create things, and then you have all of these structures of these other humans, how they grew and how they were raised, the accountant, and then you have this person and that person, and you're the creator. The creator is meant to just create what needs to be created, but when you start to squish it down by all of these different people, you actually cannot see all of the other things, because it's like they come in, the circle graph where you have one circle and then another circle and another circle and another circle. I want you to think of yourself like that. When you're an alone creator, you are the circle and all of the rest of the stuff is far away. So you know about it because your energy expands that far. But you have to be this expansive. You have to be this powerful. And if you don't be this powerful, then all of these ones are over top of you, and the only thing that you can see is like this big. And so this is why when you are you're the top, you actually have millions of people who are listening to you. Some of you, billions of people that are listening to you. And I know what it's like to have billions of people listening to you. It's a pressure. You still got to create. You still got to do the best under all of this pressure. And the only way to do it effectively is to actually be the full ENYELAH mantra, which is to live for yourself, by yourself, because of yourself, for the reason of yourself, for the purpose of yourself, in wholeness, wellness, wealth. Done beautifully. This is how you truly create business well, because I have already prepped every single one of the persons that I am speaking to understand how valuable it is to be yourself and then to create business from that. So those of you who went ahead and created business from spirit, but it's not your spirit, it's the spirit of your community, it's the spirit of those set of people, it's a spirit of something else. You cannot live through your own everything and command and do the chess work properly, because you need to be the only spirit that it's made from. And this is really important as well for you to be able to speak your voice, to be healthy, to be well in your mind. That's a huge one. Because when you start to get deeper into yourself and you have a community and they're all like ball pit, you remember like being at the play places where they have those ball pits and you like dive into the ball pit? You are literally become inside the ball pit and you can't see anything anymore, because now your community is stuck to you everywhere and inside this part and that part. And so you have to learn how to do this whole expansion process. And it's something that I'm not going to teach anyone. If you decide that you want to be closer to me by proximity, you want to understand more about just being me, you'll pick it up and you'll see exactly what to do in order to be this person for yourself. So you can go to ENYELAH.com and you can book a application call. When you book an application call, then from there, that's the exclusive key. So you'll buy an exclusive key. We have that conversation and we see if it's good to continue talking to one another. Whether you just want to get a few gems because you already are this person, you're fabulous, and you're like, hey, let's see what she knows. We'll have a few conversations in a year. Or if you're really like, you know what? There's a lot of stuff that needs some restructuring. Sure, we'll have a bunch of conversations and I'll be like, okay, so why do you do this? You know, I'll have conversations with you because I can see it because I've already done it with myself. So when we have a conversation, it's going to be super easy. It's just you seeing like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then you just make the shifts and changes that you need to transform yourself, right? This is super, super important. And you need to learn this as well, is you have to do the work for yourself just as much as your clients will have to do the work for yourself. And what this is going to do is this is really going to put you into exactly how ENYELAH system is built. You have to do everything for yourself and they have to do it for themselves. And so you have to learn this magnetics, which is very, very different. You're used to jumping into a ball pit, you know, can't do it. It's literally not how we're built. The energy needs to replicate just like how we have our own physical body, and the other person with the physical body is over there and the other person with the physical body is over there. It needs to replicate that more. But in the energy, people have gotten like squishy together. It's not good for you. It's not good for anybody. And it really does affect your mental health, and it really does affect your ability to direct your whole thing properly. So this is just the easier way to do it and maintain your health, because, well, we need leaders in this place that actually stick to their thing and are valuing humanity in a way of saying, hey, this is how you become better in your own skin, better in your own way. So more things that are exactly like ENYELAH system, where each is their own individual, and you learn how to build business off of that. That's where the whole of humanity is going. I know, because I've already built it and I've already created it. So that's where we're going. So you want to be on the forefront, that you definitely want to have a conversation with me. And we do it in this beautiful thing that just continues to happen. So my name is ENYELAH Brown and Taylor. The system is ENYELAH. My name is Brown and Taylor, but I go by ENYELAH Brown and Taylor so that it is easy for you to connect and understand, like, okay, yeah, ENYELAH. And I look forward to having that conversation with you.